Hello, this is Simracing Corner. On my table you can see I have an assortment of Thrustmaster bits and pieces. But the main interest of my video is really a precursor to let you know what I'm getting up to for a future video, and I do plan to review this wheelbase on the basis of the wheelbase, although we're obviously going to use a wheel and pedal set as well. But my main interest is actually covering the quality of the force feedback of the TX, the Thrustmaster TX, which is basically the same as the Thrustmaster T300. Difference is the TX is for Xbox, the T300 is for PlayStations. There's also a difference in the wheel rotation. This has 900 degrees, the PlayStation, the T300 has 1080 degrees of rotation. Not that makes a difference when you're using it. You don't really need that extra 180 degrees. It doesn't make a difference really when you're using it, but that is something to bear in mind. But I'll be using this on PC regardless. My channel is all about PC racing titles. So yeah, I don't really care about anything else, to be honest. But yeah, so I have put a video out on this a long time ago. It's one of my really early videos, but I wasn't really talking about the wheelbase in particular. I was talking about belt-driven versus direct drive wheelbases, the kind of difference in the quality of the force feedback, what it feels like to use, you know, the difference in the quality of the force feedback. So it has featured a long time ago. So I borrowed this from a friend, it's not mine, and it's been probably a couple of years since I used this. I'll drop a link in the description to that video, since it is quite interesting, because you know, if you are interested in knowing what the difference is, what the kind of difference in fidelity, the quality of the force feedback between something with like a mid-range wheelbase like this compared to a direct drive wheelbase, and what the benefits are. You know, does it really matter? Is there any kind of real differences? Well, there is, and it's covered in there, so I'm not going to obviously talk about it here. But yeah. So of course I have some extra bits here. So my friend's setup is this, the basic like two pedal pedal set that came with this. Pretty horrible, to be honest, but that's what he's got. And it also came with this Ferrari 488 wheel, which again, I have to say, this is pretty horrible stuff really. It's really cheap and tacky. It's just a replica, obviously scaled down. Problem with this, it just feels really plasticky. It feels very toy-like, this, to be honest. Paddle shift is okay, but ergonomics of it feels very strange to me. It just doesn't feel that comfortable. It is very, very strange. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Fortunately, we can swap it out. So when you buy this wheelbase, actually, in the UK, I just checked on the Thrustmaster website, it's £279 just for the wheelbase. But then you can then mix and match, you can get like second-hand. You know, we'll look on eBay, there's loads of these wheels around. I bought this on eBay. One thing to note is the PlayStation. It's a PlayStation wheel, but I don't think I'm going to have a problem with this on PC, because I don't think Thrustmaster wheels aren't that particularly, they don't really care. So I believe I'm going to be okay. Well, we'll see anyway. But if that all fails, I do have this. Again, I picked this up a little while ago actually. This is a Sparco P310 mod wheel. So that will definitely work on this, but I do speculate I'm not going to have a problem with this, because this has the same pin outs, has the same quick release, and I'll show you how this quick release works quickly, because it is nice and simple. And you can see you've got those quadrants there, those bits of plastic sticking out there. Let's get the focus on that. And you can see the pins in the middle. And of course you want to get those pins lined up correctly in there, and because that is slightly narrower at the bottom than it is at the top, you can just see there. If I can get the focus there, you can see, yeah. And that replicates the base side as well. You can just see it is fatter at the top and now at the bottom. And the two sides are the same. So yeah, you can't get it the wrong way, you can't mess up these pins. It's really easy to get on. You just sit it on there and just tighten up the quick release. You get it the right way around. And yeah, and it holds on very tightly actually. It's a very good quick release system. It may seem kind of, because it's plastic, you may sort of be a bit concerned about it, but it's hard plastic, it's very strong, it's very stable. And you get a little retention screw on there, which I find is a bit weird, isn't it? Because it's just a little screw that just goes from the collar into into the inside screw bit, and it holds it in. Because if you don't do the tension screwing, if you don't tighten it down, what will happen over time, when you're driving, it will slightly loosen up. It won't fall off or anything like that, but it will loosen up a little bit, so you have to keep an eye on that if you don't use the retention screw. But quite frankly, yeah, just use a Phillips screwdriver, screw it in, and you're fine. Yeah, so like I said, I have used this before, and I did enjoy using it, but it has been a long time ago, so my memories are a little bit vague on this. I'll show you a couple of other things about this before we leave things here. Let's take this off. See, nice and easy, on and off nice and easy. You do have table clamp, also some hard mount screws, which is always good to see. At the back, that's for the power cable, and for the pedals, if you have Thrustmaster pedals, of course, but you could just, on PC, you can use other pedal sets and plug them into your PC, and that is for the TH8A shifter, if you have one of those. Again, on PC, you could just actually plug it in just via USB, so you don't need to. You can bypass this for wheel and pedals on PC. But yeah, it's kind of nice because it is a modular system. Maybe a bit late in the day actually to put a video out on this, because you know, with the Fanatec and their CSL DD coming out, which is certainly going to make this look less attractive. It's going to be a bit more expensive than this, and of course the peripherals on Fanatec are quite expensive. You know, wheels and etc. aren't cheap from Fanatec, but when you're looking at this sort of package, if you have a wheel and pedal set from Thrustmaster, it's not going to be a whole lot more to then buy a direct drive wheel system from Fanatec in the near future, which obviously is not out yet. But of course, you know, this may bring down the second-hand prices of this, or even the new prices of these Thrustmaster wheels and wheelbases. So I have to wait and see what happens with that. But I have to say, it is. You know, I said I've used it. I found the force feedback to be pretty good, but it was a long time ago. So we'll just have to wait and see when I get around to reviewing it. Currently reviewing the TMX Pro. That's still on the sim rig. So I'm still working on that one. So after that one, this will go straight on the sim rig, and then I'll start testing for my review for that. So it's going to be a little while, since I'm still kind of midway through my TMX review, and I haven't even written the script for that. I've just been recording lots of footage, done a lot of testing. So yeah, it does take a long time to actually review wheel and pedals effectively, since it does take a bit of a effort, many hours. It gets concentrated into like 10 minutes of video, you know, of a final video. So yeah, but that's my problem, it's not yours. But anyway guys, I'm going to leave you now. You know, so there you go, Thrustmaster TX. And that'll be sometime in the future. I will review this bad boy, and yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you are too. So stay tuned, and happy simming, and until next time, bye bye.